Here you go, Peasley. 46-foot flatbed trailer.
Dust clouds choke the sky, burning tires all around. Kicking up the side by side, roaring engines loud. Friends and family gather, let the good times roll. Blood stains our faces, hearts wildly out of control. Smashing the throttle open, feel the power surge. Hitting trails and ridges, laughter's all we heard. Cracks of cold beer bottles, echoes in the air. Sunsets fade tonight, we got no time to spare. Off-road shenanigans, tearing up the ground. But in sweat and joy, we're camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments, life on untamed land. Bonded by the freedom, deep within the sand. Bonfires lighting up our faces, cheers and songs. Through the darkness, feels like we belong. High fives and whooping, holler, life's exhilaration. A brotherhood in motion, pure and proud elation. Engines start to whisper, morning dew presides. Heads held high and dirty, crying never hides. Our wild memories, mistakes we did create. Lessons etched in trails we'll remember every day. Off-road shenanigans, tearing up the ground. But in sweat and joy, we're camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments, life on untamed land. Bonded by the freedom, deep within the sand. Engines start to whisper, morning dew presides. Heads held high and dirty pride never hides. Pack up our wild memories, mistakes we did create. Lessons etched in trails we'll remember every day. Off-road shenanigans, tearing up the ground. But in sweat and joy, we're camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments, life on untamed land. Bonded by the freedom, deep within the sand. Dust clouds choke the sky, burning tires all around. Kicking up the side by side, roaring engines loud. Friends and family gather, let the good times roll. Blood stains our faces, hearts wildly out of control.
everyone. Welcome back to another great episode of ORShenanigans Top Shop Talk. Tonight we are going to chat about some of the events that we got coming up that we're going to be attending, as long as some projects that we're trying to get knocked out and some much more information. So stay tuned and hope y'all enjoy. Don't forget, if you have questions, comments, or you'd like to chime in on our comments, feel free to post a comment on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. We'll see them all come up, and we'll get to them as quick as we can. So, how are y'all doing tonight?
Alive.
Alive.
Thursday.
You've been through a lot in the last couple of weeks.
Last couple of weeks has been hell.
We both have.
Tell me a little bit about what you've been going on.
Let's see. The ER, and then the ER, and then the ER, and just trying to get a bunch of stuff ready. I was hoping to have more done. Been driving back and forth to California to see my daughter.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was great. I got punished for it.
You still blame that on me, so.
Yeah, well, if you weren't trying to make out with me when I was over here trying to get stuff done, I wouldn't have got the cold you had.
Dude, I'm sorry. I mean, just can't resist. It just happens.
And now it's trying to figure out, getting four-wheeler ready to go playing in some mud next week, and making arrangements for that.
We're looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
I forgot about that. But I just now thought about it. I have to go pick up my razor. So I'll swing by your house and pick up the four-wheeler and bring them both back.
Yeah,
There we
we're
go.
both over in the same area for sure. That'd work great.
So,
So tell me a little bit about your prices you've been calling. You got a new buggy, didn't you?
we got old Stubby Bob.
Stubby Bob.
So I have Hopes and Dreams, which is the Razor four-seater. And I ended up trading a set of wheels and tires for a 2017 Highlifter Ranger. Immediately, I had to run to Houston to pick up some portals for Chris. And I was picking up another cage because the cage is just too low. Way too low. I don't know how the dude before me drove it. He was 6'3", and that cage is too low for the little people. So while I was down there picking up the other cage, I found a Polaris General bed. So we decided, let's put a Polaris General bed on it. And when you put a Polaris General bed, I don't want to be a general. I don't need all my parts missing and falling off on the trails. But the bed is about 10 inches shorter than a Ranger bed. So my tires stick out way past the end of the bed. And we were all messing around and ready to call it Stubbs, Stubby Bob, or what was the one that Josh came up with? Bobby Stubbs.
Yep.
So we still came up with the
Poor
final
Bob.
name for it. But it's going to have one of those three names. So I need to get a plaque cut out with the Stubbs barbecue guy on it, put on the back of it. So it's going to be Stubbs.
Trademark.
Hey, he'll enjoy it. He'll be like, hey, that's cool.
Well, and then we got old General up on the left again.
Oh, God.
It's been down since Memorial Day, since last May.
And
Believe
I
that?
thought it was finally going to get to die. You break that thing. If you start it, you break it.
Now, come on. Give it some chances. Before it broke the last time, the portals destroyed itself. It actually went out for like 4 or 5 really hard rides. I mean, it took it to Moab. It took it to Pritchett Canyon.
4
I
rides.
took it to
We're trying to
Hidden
squeeze
Falls
that
several
extra in there.
times. I mean, I beat the living snot out of the thing before that portal finally locked up on me.
Damn that 101 class.
Yeah. 101 class, we're supposed to be taking it easy. Chris tries
So
to
we
turn
were already
around.
in the 530 class by that.
No, we were on the 202 class still.
We were on a joke. Were we? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's some more advantage. I mean, we're trying to show what the capabilities of what these things can do, right? We're trying to show people. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, so a little bit of background on that. We were doing a class, and I was waiting on some people to catch up. We were on International Highway over in Hidden Falls.
You can
And
say it. You got impatient.
when you go through the Soup Bowl at the International Highway, then you go on the backside, and there's 5 or 6 step downs.
Yeah.
And in the steps, I mean, they're 3 or 4 foot steps. I mean, they're not little bitty steps. And some of them have some pretty good undercuts under them. And I was waiting around, and I wanted to play, so I turned around, and I went back up Well, at the very end of the steps, there's all those tree lines and woods. There's not really much choice about going back into the woods at all, but you're really going up. So I went up, and I've been up it before. It's not like I haven't done before. And, I was getting hung up, and the guy was spotting me. He's like, just bump it. Just give it a little bump. So I gave it a little bump, and when I gave it a little bump, my driver's side portal decided to lock up on me, and there we are, broken. And then we had to figure out how to get me off the trails. Several inches later, parts laying on the trail. We did a salvage. We went and did a salvage hunt afterwards looking for parts.
That was a rough one.
But anyway, so it's been down ever since then, and that's been several months. So me personally, I'm really excited about getting it back up. We threw some 3/8 plate on there to reinforce those tabs on there, so hopefully I won't rip that stuff off again, and hopefully she'll last me a little bit longer before I destroy it again. You're gonna put bets on the table? Are we gonna put bets on the table on how long it's gonna last me next time? Come on, we're gonna do this right now on live, national freaking worldwide freaking feed here. We're gonna put it on bets right on the table right now.
One day.
One day? Wow, you got confidence in me.
One day. Because you miss it, you're gonna just hammer it somewhere.
So I have watched you break a ball joint driving on flat ground at River Run where we're going. I've also watched you blow 2 different belts because nobody wanted to play with you, so you had to go play in the water by yourself. You blew 2 belts 2 different times. I've seen you pull out of the campsite and blow the clutch off of it. I give you about a day. I agree with Peasley.
Damn. Y'all got some low
You
expectations.
haven't rode it in months. You're gonna get out there and you're gonna forget what it's like to drive.
I
a
can't
big old
destroy
thing.
it. It's got to be good for the pre-run
See,
in the
but
next race.
Here's the thing. We should have definitely just said, let's make our bets away from Chris, because now that we said one day, he's going to baby that thing for one day. And
That means we might get a weekend of wire riding without
and as
fixing.
soon as it goes 5 minutes past the one day, he's going to destroy it.
I don't know, guys. Well, we got several portals on backup for sure, so we just
We have
tried
a whole
another
nother
portal.
set.
We have an whole other set, so if we just try some. At least we'll be able to fix it quickly. And we got a couple arms lying around now too, so we'll see what happens. So we got what? We got River Run coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend.
River Run.
The Mud for Cure out there at River Run ATV Park.
Yep.
So
That's probably our favorite event of the year. That's the one that we had the most fun at last year. Besides the New Year's, I'm just kind of curious to see how this year's going to be, because Mud Madness is going to be shooting the same weekend.
yeah, so it'll be interesting for sure. I think they have the Teach 'em Young series going on, the Bounty series.
Yep.
So that'll be cool to see. And normally, I think the Mud for Cure is one of their busiest events that they do out there. So
It is, but I don't know if they're actually running the Bounty Hole this year like they did last year.
I don't know.
Because last year they didn't run the Bounty Course, they ran the Bounty Hole.
Bounty Hole, right?
And this year, I know they're running the Bounty Course, so they might not be running the Bounty Hole this year.
Are they running the Bounty course for this event? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that.
If you look at Battle of the Builds, it's on the list.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm excited to see that. I like the course better than the holes anyway, so a lot more destruction.
Yeah, definitely. So besides that, we also have Zach's Ranger that's going. That's a new build for him. He's still got the Ace, but we did last weekend. We started the seat chop, the cage chop. We also added a little bit to the lift. He does have some big surprises coming for that as soon as the guy will answer me. So Zach's buggy's coming. We have Caden's Ranger. It's funny, we went from no Rangers in the group to 3 2-seat Rangers in the group.
Yeah.
Not at all. None of us ever thought about having a Ranger. Wasn't even a thought. Now there's 3 of them. So that's going to be pretty fun.
So you think the Rangers are going to outlast the Razor?
Outlast the Razors?
Yeah, the Razor, your Razor.
Hopes and dreams don't give up, so no. I mean, mine's got a pretty built frame and suspension on it. Thank God. Kind of curious to see what Zach's and Caden's are going to do, because they both have pretty much stock high lifter suspension on them. They just have the upgraded forward A-arms on them, so.
I still think Beasley needs to buy one of those Razors out there we got for sale. One of Chris Bill's.
Oh,
Razors.
hands down.
I wish.
You know what you should do? You should at least throw a couple bones over at Chris and let him take it for the weekend.
I don't know.
That's an idea, right? Look, he's thinking. Come on,
That
throw a
is an
couple
idea.
bones at him and then freaking say, hey, if I break it, we'll fix it. But
Trailer space is already running pretty tight, so let's figure it out.
we got trailers. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You can call Nathan up. Tell Nathan I need one of his 40 footers so we can put a couple more buggies on it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We got to pick up your four-wheeler. Other than that, there is no newer buggy since the last time we went riding, is there? Because normally it's the General, the Razor, and the Ace.
Caden says there's more beer storage in the Rangers, though.
I know I look great. I don't care about this. Andrew Dodd, what's up, man?
But I don't know. I mean, you see a lot of Rangers out there at the park when we go out there. I think you see more Rangers than you do anything out there, really.
Rangers seem to be getting pretty popular. And then you see a lot of the two-seater pros.
Definitely the party bug for sure. I mean, they like the buggies for partying the Rangers more than anything.
It's funny to see so many two-seaters.
You know, somebody made a point to me the other day. We're going to our Mud and the Cure, and we swore up and down the next time we're going to go to the park, we're going to take our stripper pole with us. And that hasn't been built yet or even thought about.
Yeah, well, I'd rather have good running buggies and
Just saying. I mean, it was
Everything
brought
else.
up. Hey, next time you said you're going to go out there, you said you're going to take this, and then we don't have one yet.
I mean, I did see some of the clientele out there, and it was, I think we'll be okay without that.
Yeah, you think so?
Say it nicely, you know.
Well, let's just hope we don't have another mega truck.
We just got to find some good mud crickets. Man, the mega truck at Rednecks. I can't wait till all that's finalized.
That's crazy, wasn't it? Seeing that happen. I mean, those videos were just destroying the social media. I mean, they were everywhere. Have you ever seen that? You've seen that?
Oh yeah, I've seen the clips.
So,
Man.
I don't know if I told you, Peasley, but I'm probably acquiring that Smash Razor.
The Razor that got ran over.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows that person.
So if we get that one, we're going to build it and call it Smash. So it's already been named.
Well, so as far as the rest of the year going, we have Mud for Cure. We were going to go to SEMA, but I think we're going to go ahead and put SEMA on the burner just for so much. We got the event coming up. And watch it. Less than 3 weeks, right? I mean, we're less than 4 weeks. So that Let's Get Crawling event is just going to be, I mean, we got 30 days to prepare for. I think 27 days now is what we're at.
Yeah.
So we've got all that going on. Plus, we've got another race coming up in December we got to get ready for. And I'm sure there's something in November we're missing. So
No,
I'm sure there's
because
something.
I'm not doing anything.
There's
in November.
something in November.
Nope, I'm not doing anything in November. I'm going to hide.
We're going to hide for November?
I'm going to hide from you.
Actually, somebody did ask us if we would do another one-on-one class because we ain't done one since, Journal took a.
Well, I mean, we are having a one-on-one class during our event.
Yes, we are. Yes. That is very true.
Okay, maybe a one-on-one class in November.
One-on-one class in November actually would be a perfect time to do one out there.
But here's the deal. We're going to put you as a co-pilot with somebody.
Oh, you're going to put me as a co-pilot?
Yeah, you're going to have to teach somebody. You're gonna
I don't know, man. That
passenger
Turbo
seat.
R does pretty damn good out there. I'm just saying.
No.
No, you got to keep going ready for the races in December.
Yep. You're going to set the passenger seat so you don't break anything. Because we're not spending this, oh, man, I got to do something tomorrow. Let's stay up here all night trying to fix my stuff.
Yeah,
So-
it's same build time. Come on.
If we do a one-on-one, Peasley has this nice shiny blue Jeep. The passenger seat's pretty comfy. Perfect
I don't know. The last time I rode with him, he almost died on me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a bad one.
well,
We had blown out tires, a heat stroke, and nah, it's all right.
the
You can
time
say
I
I
rode
like
with
Jeep.
him, time I rode with him was pretty good. So yeah, we'll find another Jeep to put you in.
Hopefully Sean's available by then, too, because poor Sean, he's been through on himself, and he's been missing off the off-road.
Is he alive?
He is alive. Been talking to him quite often, actually, recently, but he finally got over their little sickness stuff they had going on, or whatever health issues, but he's been missing the off-road trails himself. He wanted to go off-roading really bad this weekend, but now Black is stuck in first gear. He won't come out of first gear. So
That's all you need for crawling.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I told him. I said, that's fine. You know, come out of first gear anyway, so you just have to take it 20 and 30 minutes to get from one end of the park to the other. So,
Well, it's about time to rip everything off black and start over. Trade it in.
I don't know. He really, really wants to stretch that thing. He's talking about stretching it. I think he said 6 inches in the rear and 6 inches in the front, and put some 60s underneath it. So we'll see.
That's what Josh wants to do too.
Yeah, Josh. Well, so talking about Josh. So Josh, that little lucky son of a gun, and then not so lucky, but he ended up with, and he worked a good deal with Paul on some tires.
Yep.
And got him a nice set of wheels to put on it.
Mm-hmm.
Got him a lift kit. He bought him a lift kit finally. We finally got him a lift kit. And I thought he would never put a lift kit on him.
We got him a basic, my shocks are wore out lift kit. It's nothing to call home about.
It's better than what he was on. I'll give you that much. At least he won't pop him out on everything he touches.
Better than clapped out shocks and springs for sure.
So hopefully Josh will be, he had big plans for his Jeep. He wants to go all out on it. So
1 tons, 8-inch stretch in the rear, and he wants to stretch the front. But once you stretch the front, they're not good streetable units anymore, and he still wants to street his. So trying to keep him away from that. I'm trying to talk him into a metal cloak front half, and then do the what is it, Rotex or something like that for the rear for the stretch kit, and then
just
do 1
full
tons.
link it and be done with it.
It's already 4 lengths.
I don't know. That's not four true 4 link. So I don't know. We'll see what he does. We'll see what kind of money he wants to throw at it and what he wants to do. Next thing you know, he'll be riding on 43s around here, bigger than everybody.
He does want to go a little bigger than everybody else goes with the Jeeps that are crawling. Because even these crawler Jeeps, I mean, you can get away with 2 or 3 more inches on it and still be fine and stable.
Dude, I've seen these freaking 3.5-inch metal coat kits, and they pretty much do everything that I've seen. I mean, I've seen them dominate Moab and all these big, huge parks and stuff. But that's all he needs.
He wants to do a 4.5 or a 5.5.
He's getting a little tipsy.
Yeah, but once it's stretched on 1 tons, it's a whole different story. The offset of the wheels.
I just tell him, you know what? Screw it. Go buy him a Prius. So at least that comment could be true. Go buy him a Prius that he can drive back and forth to work and anywhere else he needs to go. And let's just full out build the thing. Let's just freaking go crazy on it.
Because if he stretches it and does 1 tons and does a good offset on some B blocks, that thing will be as wide as it is long. It'll be like trying to rock crawl a cube.
But wait a minute.
On it.
Hold on. We are talking about Josh here. He knows he's almost as bad as I am. That's the way he likes to full send it out on the trails. You really think that's a good idea?
I mean, I don't know if he's as bad as you. His Jeep is drove home every time.
Oh, no. Come on now. We've had to fix his 4-wheel drive linkage. We've had to fix his tires multiple times.
Still drove home.
He almost stuck on the side of a mountain. We almost couldn't get him off him because he had freaking turtle shell on it.
Still drove home.
Yeah, well, you know.
For a stock
That's why I take a trailer
JK,
for mine.
for a stock JK that got beat on that hard, and all he did was pop a couple of tires and mess up linkage.
Yeah, those bold 29s, they didn't hold up.
Yeah, racing slicks. Those weren't even bald. Those were like, there you go.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we also have Zach's XJ. I know he's been wanting to get it back on the trails really bad, but I think he's got a couple more things to do on
He's got a front pinion sill that he needs to do. Other than that, I think it's pretty much ready to go.
So we'll get him up and going, but hopefully by the Let's Get Crawling event.
He wants to have it at the crawling event.
So I keep trying to talk him into doing the big challenges, and he keeps telling me no. So we see.
Well, he hasn't really
entice him.
sported it much yet to get comfortable in it. So, I mean, it's already the number 1 on the flex ramp, and nobody can touch it. So,
Well, I will say this: it's probably the biggest XJ in this area. I mean, it's a monster. I mean, things on 60s, 43s or 40s, 40-inch Mickey Thompsons.
nope,
No,
they're
Swamper.
TSLs.
That's TSS. Okay, so pretty big monster. I mean, it's got a 999 on the freaking flex ramp, which nobody's come close to touching yet.
And he could have got higher if he wanted to cut his tire, but
Yeah, I think if we would have shaved him fender line a little bit, he could probably have been well over 1,000. So
When you buy a brand new set of tires and get a Jeep with it, you don't want to mess up the tires that you bought.
no, I think the fenders are a lot cheaper to replace.
Yeah.
So, and then of course I got Taylor and his XJ.
Yeah.
And he's
That one's in timeout.
He's in timeout.
He's pretty frustrated with that one. That one's in timeout. Last time I went out there to try to start it, it was dead again, and the alternator wasn't working. And what else was there? Peasily, there's something else on it.
Power steering or something with the steering, right? Or something.
Oh yeah, we need to reinforce the
Because the whole
correct
steering,
unibody.
the whole
it's already
steering
been,
box.
It's already been rewelded.
Oh, you already welded that
We
one?
welded that one
Okay.
time ago. But there was something else. He went out there to try to start it, and there was like 3 things. So he put it back in timeout. So
Well, I'm sure he's been talking about wanting to have it ready for the event, so we've got to get that thing finished up so he can get it out there too. So I don't know. I mean, I think with everything we have got coming on and got going with the events we got coming up, the biggest thing I think we have coming up for us is at the beginning of the year. I mean, this year is winding down. We've got a few events to attend this year, and then we've got to start the whole game up over again. We got OP and we got
see, I
New
mean,
Year's Day.
you said that, hey, you know, we're gonna miss out on Opie or on SEMA, but I would rather do the New Year's ride, Opie, and Hammers. I think Opie for what we do is tenfold better than SEMA, just because the community that we can kind of introduce ourselves into and talk with, more of the side by sides, the off road stuff.
So what's OP?
Off-Road Product Expo.
Wesley said XJ
There we go, bud.
Off-Road Product Expo. When we went there last year, it was pretty cool to get to. We talked with High Lifter. We talked with Thumper Fab.
We met a lot of people that
We
last year.
did meet a lot of people there.
Now, mind you, me and him went in there not knowing what to expect, really not knowing who to meet or anything like that. We kind of went in there with our tail stuck in between our legs, and we went in there, and these guys were like opened up to us.
well,
Like,
it's
we
kind
sat
of a
down
last minute thing, and
we sat
just
down
jumped in the dually and left. And
we sat down there in the lobby till 3 or 4 o'clock every morning, freaking talking to Doolittle Trailer Guy and Bryce and all them guys.
the first night,
J-Ball.
the first night, the Doolittle Trailer Guy, and man, I feel so bad because I cannot remember that guy's name. All I can remember is the Doolittle Trailer Guy because that's what he kept saying. I'm the Doolittle Trailer Guy. When we met him, he's like, y'all come with me. I'll get y'all some drinks, hang out with me. He's like, hey, have you met this person, that person, this person? We're like, we don't really know who those people are. And then he says their other names, their Instagram, Facebook names and all. And we're like, oh, okay. Well, we got to meet them and hang out with them and had a really good time. Finding out a lot of these big YouTubers, these big Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, there's some down-to-earth people and really cool to hang out with and had a really good time hanging out with them. And then CW Motorsports, the ones that Blake invited us out there.
Yeah.
Super opening, like eye-opening to introducing us to people, having fun with them. I really didn't know Cody was the owner of CW Motorsports. And me and Cody was talking some mad smack to each other the whole time. And we're just bullshitting, having a good time. And I didn't know he was the owner. I thought he was just like Blake, having a good time with everybody else. And I didn't realize Cody was the owner.
Good guy.
But then, of course, then we went to King of the Hammers and getting to see all the same people at King of the Hammers. I think that's tenfold worth more than going to SEMA or anything like that because these are people that we know and get to hang out with.
Backstep a little bit because before we went to Opie, we were at the New Year's event at River Run.
Yes.
That's when we actually got to meet Michael for. We actually met Larry Dreadbone.
Yep.
And we met a couple of the other guys that are out there, but we didn't really we kind of got to be introduced to them, and we got to work with them a little bit because we did the video recording that
Yep.
you got us doing, which kind of got our foot in the door with them, I guess you could say, to get to know them and work with them a little bit more. And so us seeing him again or them again at the Opie actually was nice. I mean, so us getting that little first introduction in there. And then seeing them at Opie, they're like, "Hey guys, what's up?" So
Yeah.
that was cool. And then we get to see, we saw them from Mardi Gras too, right?
Yeah.
The bounty course, because they ran the bounty course. That's
Yep.
when Mike ran his. What's the name of that one? The green one. Remind me.
Nitrix?
No, the other one.
The Grinch. That's not
Grinch,
Mike's
yeah.
though.
No, but he was running it that night.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was, getting to see him there. And then we went to the CW Motorsports open house and got to see them all again.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing them all again and hanging out with them some more. I know they're busy right now with Mud Madness. Have you seen the TV show yet?
I've watched some of it here and there.
Yeah, I'm excited about the second episode coming out. They said they're going to put a little bit more oomph into it. They really just ran the first episode, or first season, I guess you could say, to see if it would catch eyes and stuff like that. It got good ratings.
They got Cody posted some photos earlier of them actually recording in CW Motorsports, working on
I saw that. Yeah,
Larry's daughter's buggy.
yeah, I saw that.
So hopefully it goes a little more in depth than kind of just bouncing off the edge, because that's the first season really just kind of bounced off the edge for sure. Like, oh, hey, here's this person, or hey, there's this person, and they didn't really go in depth in any of it. Yeah, they had their little interviews, but not, hey, let's go check out their shops, let's go hang out with them. Like a lot of the Discovery channels kind of go into. Normally the first season's a build up, but this was just kind of like, check this out, So.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, after meeting the guys, and especially Mike, I think Mike is my biggest inspiration for the off-roading world and what we do and everything, just because of his background story and everything that he's been through and how he started at the bounty courses and everything else and where he's at today, because he's doing phenomenal today. And he didn't have such an easy start. I don't know if you've ever heard his podcast. He did.
No, I haven't.
Who was that with? He did that with. Can't remember the name of the guy. John Whaley. That's who it was.
Yeah.
They did a podcast, and it was more of Mike on how he started the bounty hole course and all that kind of stuff. And it was started in the backyard of a property. Just kind of wanted to do it, and then it turned into this big, huge deal. Now it's like a nationwide thing. So, in the beginning, I'll just give you a rough summary. At the beginning, his life wasn't so easy. I mean, he was fighting over his custody with his kid and all this kind of stuff. Ended up winning custody over it during all this, and then he ended up getting the bounty course going, and then just like blew up like a bomb, and just like things started happening just the way he wanted it to, and now the courses are just doing amazing. I mean, it's one of the biggest things that people go to now, the bounty course. So,
Yep.
Battle
of the Builds is, I think, what they call it now. And I think it's Battle of the Builds bounty course or something like that. I don't remember. I was looking earlier,
but definitely, if you haven't seen Michael Forr's interview with John Whaley on the podcast, definitely go check it out. It's definitely worth listening to. It's about an hour and a half long, isn't it? I think. I don't remember, something like that. But good information, good inspirational for anybody that's been through the tough waters and need a little inspiration to keep them going and kick them up for sure. So, want to press this little pet piece, like me talking about, but we're going to talk a little bit about the racing team for a second, just because I'm excited about it. We're doing good in it so far. I mean, we just started.
I'm super stoked about it. But you gotta quit talking about it all day, every day.
These guys haven't heard about it yet, though.
Oh, man.
So
They will now. All day, every day, people.
So, my buddy, I'll give a little background. My buddy Nathan came to me, I don't know, 4 months? No, it was back in May, wasn't it? Or June? When did he come to me when he really wanted the work done on his buggy? I think it was June. Early June or late May or something.
Yeah, something like
But anyways, he came to me several months ago. Hey, Chris, can you do this work on my buggy? I want to get it ready for a race. And I was like, yeah, sure, not a problem. So he brought it over here, and it kind of turned into a little science project. We ended up doing some things, window nets and other things for him, and ended up working out really good. And he went out to his first race. When he got there, then he was like, "You need to register a race team name." So he pulled it out of his butt, and he said, "Hey, Shenanigans Racing Development Team." So he ended up registering that name with the race series, and ended up racing. But that race he did not finish. He ended up blowing out a tire, I think 3 miles into it, trying to cut around somebody on the track. He's really good at tires.
Really good at tires.
And then came back. We got the fix up, got him ready for the next race. He actually did well on there. I can't remember what he placed, but I know he placed very well. Little circuit track. Did well in that time. Then he came to me. He was like, dude, you need to get back into racing. You need to do this, that, and the other. I was like, dude, I don't have the money to go buy a buggy and this, that, and the other. I would really love to do it. Racing's in my blood. I'd freaking do it in a heartbeat. And then we ended up having this Turbo R here at the shop for a while for sale, and the guy really was desperate on getting it off his hands and wanted to sell it, and sat here for a few months. And then I sat down and had some conversations with him, and we ended up shaking hands on a deal, and now I've got a Turbo R. So, and it was, I can't say it was race ready, but didn't have to do too much to it. I do window nets, tires and wheels, and number plates.
Yep. That's
about it, really. Already had the radio system in it. Already had the helmet. I did do the exhaust and tune on it. But when I ran my first race just a few weeks ago out in El Paso with Store, which is the Southwest Texas Off-Road Racing Series. And yes, I finished fourth, but there was nobody behind me either. Over 60% of the racers that they didn't finish.
First participation.
I did get my participation ribbon. So being a first-time racer, we made some mistakes. I think we missed several turns in the first lap or two, and we ended up hitting our first turn we missed. We ended up in a ravine, nose dived pretty hard. I thought I ripped the whole front of the bumper, our whole front end off. Get out perfectly fine. So we jump back in, continue on down the road. About halfway down the track, we blew a belt out, which took us out of the race for another 8 or 9 minutes, which was about 10 cars passes at that point. But nevertheless, other people were racing hardcore, and they started wrecking their stuff and blowing tires out left and right. And Nathan blew his tires out left and right. So we ended up
suspension, rear control arms, a bunch of stuff on his.
Yeah. So and Nathan actually got hurt. He actually dislocated his right shoulder pretty hard on that landing. But nevertheless, I freaking love it. We got the buggy ready. We've got another race coming up in December, same place in El Paso. I think it's a 200-mile race this time. So I'm excited for that one. And I think next year we're going to start hitting the big games. I think we're going to go to the legacy races. So, which means a complete unbuild. He's talking about stripping the whole entire buggy down, putting a race chassis on it, putting a 40-gallon race fuel tank in it, and going full out race buggy. So I'm excited.
Good for Nathan, not good for you.
Good for him, yes, absolutely.
Stick to the basics.
He already told me that nobody will be co-pilot for him for those races. So guess where I'm going to be co-pilot. We're actually talking about on the bigger races like the 1,000, the 400, the biggest the Reno Run. We're going to see if the race rules will allow us to swap about halfway through. So I'll co-drive for the first half, and then I'll drive for the second half. So we're going to see if that'll be allowed. And if it does, then we'll just take care of each other. I mean, 1,000 miles is a long race.
Yes, it is.
And that's when the Turbo R will be the rescue buggy, not a race buggy. We don't need you to go down that path. Not yet.
But super excited about it. I can't wait to see what the racing rules is going to bring to us on the table and what we've got in store for upcoming years and times and days and all that good stuff. So
I mean, it's not the only racing we got.
Well, that is true. We've got. It is my goal to have that buggy ready before the first race of the year.
New Year's.
Yep, New Year's Day. Mark my words on camera right now that buggy will be ready.
Taylor, you hear this? Taylor, can you hear us out there in the world right now?
So I've already told him. I said we need to start focusing on it. Once the general's off the lift, we'll get back onto it and start building some arms for it. So kind of a long story short, Taylor brought us his buggy over a year ago. What has it been, a year already? Over a year ago, and it's been kind of sidelined. Just because of the simple fact we're helping Taylor out. We're not really charging him for labor or anything like that. We're kind of doing it just because he's a good friend in the family and the friend in the shop, and he helps us out a lot. I mean, he bends over backwards for this.
It was the original race buggy.
Yep.
For the bounty race, for the bounty course, is what that thing was. The original race buggy. Before these race buggies you see now, that was the original race buggy.
So we're gonna get it built up. I think it's sitting about 8.5 feet tall right now. I don't know if it's gonna continue to stay that tall, but we definitely got some big plans for it. We gotta get some of those swing arm builds and get the whole conversion done on there. Send that motor off to CW and have them tweak and tune it and get it back to us and get it ready for the first bounty course and take first place. We're gonna take it right away from Mike and all them guys. Who was that other guy that won first place that year against Mike? The last one we went to. Remember?
It's pandemic.
Pandemic is what it was. So we're gonna go out there and destroy them all. That's the game plan. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but that's the game plan. Because Taylor's he's kind of like me. He likes to heavy foot it and go all balls to the wall and not stop until either something breaks or the checker flags.
So wait, when's the first bounty race?
January 1st.
New Year's.
Yep.
So we have from our event the first weekend in November.
Yes. Yep.
So you're talking less than 60 days. We got to get that done.
Yep. With the race in the middle of it.
And that frame is stripped down. It still needs to be powder coated. Still need a full engine build. I'm trying to find a turbo engine for it.
Oh, you are?
I've been looking for.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I can't tell you everything.
Oh, okay. Don't tell the fabricator.
Well, the fabricator doesn't matter at the end of the day when it comes down to the turbo motor, because none of that matters to the fabrication. I just need the fabricator to get it on the ground.
Is that what it is?
I've been looking for a turbo motor out of like just a regular turbo, kind of like what we have for the golf cart, not an S or anything. If I could find a 4-seat S that just take the motor out of it, cool, because I really do want to cut that chassis up and fix my chassis. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been looking for is a turbo motor, because I think to be competitive, we're going to have to go to a turbo motor. And all the buggies that are running out there now are turbo buggies.
Screw, let's put a supercharger on the dome.
Really? But I think to be competitive, we're going to have to go turbo.
Well, I what do we got? 54s for it? 56s for it? What size are we on this?
D4s.
54s?
52s or 54s.
I think the 54s. So we got some big power tires to put on it. I think at one time he was teasing with us and wanted to put 62s on it. Jesus. We're talking over 5 foot tall.
It's too short for that.
But well,
mind you, this is a player's general, so a 2-seat player's general, not a 4-seat.
so all we got to do is we got to get on the computer and start putting some math together and some designs together and getting some stuff cut out on the table. And the table's up and running. That's the biggest thing that's been killing me actually lately about the shop. The table's been down for 4 or 5 months now.
I don't know, but you said it. You have 2 months to get that finished.
Yep. Well, the table's up and going now. We don't have to worry about that anymore, and it's cutting good. So
I'm going to go home and nap while you're up here programming stuff, because you just made a promise on live TV.
oh, we're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. It might look like a freaking half-assed, Sunday night special, but
Again, I mean,
it's gonna race.
we can't put it back together until the frame's powder coated. The body panels are already painted, so we don't have a whole lot of in between there. It's going to roll out of here looking good.
I'm hoping for sure. And Taylor's excited about it too. I've talked to him about a little bit about it, and now he's like calling me like on the daily basis. Are we working late tonight? I said, yes, we're working late tonight. Let's get it done. So hopefully he'll get back over here and we'll get back on game on it, and we'll get it back on the ground. I need that bay back anyways. The bay's been eating me out our shop space for a while now, and the razor cart. So a lot going on. You ever get to the point where you just get too many irons in the fire and you just like keep saying, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
I'm
Next thing
about
you know,
ready
you got
to throw
about
the
50
razor cart in
irons.
the trash and just take the turbo motor and put
I
it
don't think
in.
Josh will like that too much.
Let's tell Josh, look, dude, I'm going to find you something else, and we're going to make that work for you. But here's this bubble. We got to get those 2 projects out of the shop so we can build other. Once we get those out, then we have space for race car stuff. But with those not being in there, when you try to take up all the days of race car stuff, Chris,
Well, so, yes, you're right. And I will tell you this. I've got something working in the background that's not 100% sure yet. But we'll go ahead and announce it tonight.
Okay.
So we are opening up a second location, and eventually there will be a third location. The second location actually going to be located close to Smithville, Texas, and the next location after that will actually be located in Marble Falls. So I've already contacted the landlords over at those shops in Marble Falls, and he told me he would give me a great deal on an entire building. Instead of charging two, because right now he's got two buildings and they're two different units, side by side, right? And there's it's set up right now to where you can actually, you could probably put 4 buggies straight down the road, but it's just too tight. And he said he'd be willing to, if we rented out both sides, like the whole entire building, he'd be willing to open up the middle to make it one full shop, which is what we need. And that's going to be a weekend special. I mean, you and me talked about it quite a few times, but I've been doing my homework and checking into it. And really, it's just going to come down to it where I think that's going to be our honey hole. Really do. I've talked with you about it a few times, and you've said you got too many irons in the fire. But I mean, we really want to grow. We want to expand this business and make it the next big deal. And we're losing a lot of business out there in Marble Falls because there's nobody else out there. There's no other shops out there. No competition in Marble Falls anywhere. And with their 2,500 acre off-road park right down the road from it, and as long as you're not, we don't have to open it during the whole week. We just open up, Friday through Sunday or Thursday through Sunday, depending on how the traffic is out there. I'm thinking Friday for Sunday for sure. Thursdays maybe Thursday evenings or something, but I don't know. I talked to Tim about it a little bit, and Tim you could see his ears just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? So nothing's in stone yet. There's still some talks going on. I do have somebody that's willing to actually operate the shop out there for us. But me and him have to sit down and have a little bit more coffee, drinks, and come up to a little bit more decisions. So I think that's going to be a big step for us. So, I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, y'all think it's time to open up another shop? I do. We're pretty busy here, but we're not in the greatest location. I mean, like we said, we got a good clientele here. People do come to us, but we're not in the best location for an off-road shop. I mean, the closest park to us is an hour away. So, with that said, what's your thoughts on it? I see your little brain cooking over there.
Uh-huh. I don't think you want to know those thoughts right now.
Lexi said, let's go. Hi, Lexi.
You bring Surf Tacos yet?
But anyway, so a lot of things cooking up. I'm excited about the race team. I'm excited about how we're moving along in the shop. We're bringing on vendors day by day. It seems like almost every day we're bringing on a new vendor. We just signed up with J&M, ATV Supply. We just signed up with Packard Wheels.
Side-by-side connections.
Side-by-side connections. So our, I guess you could say, not inventory, but our connection growth is expanding widely. I mean, we're getting out there to some of the bigger league guys out there. I think Turn 14 has been my favorite so far, just because on how many vendors we can work with them on that. But working with the companies directly, like Side-by-Side Connection or J&M and all them out there, really helps us out a lot. I'm super excited about the Packard Wheels thing, but they just been. I talked to him on the phone the other day, and I was like, dude, it took me 2 months to get me a wheel. What happened? He was like, dude, we're swamped. We're so backlogged right now, we can't even keep track of it. So that's a good thing, though. That means they're doing a lot of business. I mean, we got a wheel floating around here somewhere that Nathan drove on for 12 miles and beat the snot out of it. It's still held together. Never came apart. It's still in one piece.
It's outside. Every time you bring it inside, we put it back outside.
I'm going to hang it on the wall. I promise you. Me and Nathan already talked about it. We're going to hang it on the wall. We're going to put a first place trophy on it.
No, we're going to call Packard and just get them to send us another barrel.
Oh, that's what we're working on that. Don't
all we need is a barrel for it.
So, but anyways, y'all got anything else y'all like to chat about tonight?
I don't think so. I mean, just.
Oh, you know what? I do have something new. The website. we actually just launched our new, I can't say our new website, but our refreshed website, and I'm super stoked about it. Well, if I can actually type.
I think you got it.
Can't type tonight. I'm going to bring up the website here in a second for y'all to check it out. But this has been a long time coming. We started off the website. What was it? It was earlier this year when we actually got the website up and going.
A few months ago.
It was a few months ago. We finally got the website up and going. We've had a really crappy website since the beginning. And
actually, it's when we were heading to CW Motorsports. We launched it when we were stuck in traffic in Austin.
That sounds about right. So we got the website up. We've been getting our inventory on there slowly but surely. But I'm working with a new guy now that Tyler hooked me up with, which was his website guy, and sat down and kind of told him how I want the website to look and stuff like that. And he finally launched it yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yep.
So this is what it looks like. It starts off by a nice little video intro here. Of some of the stuff that we do, one-on-one classes and stuff that we go on. There's Josh going down.
And
stock Jeep.
Ball tire Jeep.
So down here, immediately the first thing you see is the what we do and what services we're actually capable of, and then our consignment vehicles. See, it's just a list of some of our vehicles we have for sale. You can click here to see more. The coolest thing he did about this one is that I didn't have on here before, is when you go into one of these vehicles, it actually has a contact for inquire about this vehicle more. So now people can actually send me information if they're interested in the vehicle, which actually has worked out quite nicely.
No, I will not deliver it to your apartment in Arkansas.
Yeah.
I've had a couple emails asking if I can deliver it to their apartment in Arkansas.
No, we're not doing that. No. All sales have to be done here at the shop for vehicles, unfortunately. He listed our best sellers on here as well. Got our merchandise nice laid out here. We do have a new read the blog section, which is kind of cool. It's got a few things listed on here. Let me bring that back. I'm going to click it again. I got a broken link. He's going to have to fix that. I'm going to have to go back into it. Let's see if that works. Here we go. So this is what it looks like. So we got some little blogs in here. We'll be adding to these blogs as well as things are happening in the shop and new news updates, and when we move forward with other shops and stuff like that, we'll put all that stuff in here, which is really cool. He made it a lot more user friendly, which I'm super happy with. He added our YouTube channel in here. When he's got a couple, if I can scroll up. Got a couple highlights on here of our videos, our most popular videos. He also added our events down here at the bottom, what events we got coming up. And also added our Instagram down here at the bottom, our latest post, which is pretty cool.
Dang, look at that razor.
Which one is that?
Oh, look at that. Look at that razor right there.
This one right here?
Yeah, right there.
You're going to show people what the razor looks like? I think he did a pretty good job. I forgot you meant to talk about that. You didn't even talk about that.
I kind of forgot about it because I was going to leave it for when we have photos, but I guess we have photos now.
Well, it's not actually loading, so.
Well, it's not loading, but
yeah.
Florida, Texas, took the razor to go make some patterns so he can hook up anybody's razor now. He did a fantastic job. He now has a template to do swim deck in any razor 14 to 2020, I believe. Just the Razor XP, the Turbo S's, regular turbos, high lifters, all the good stuff. He did my roof for me, and he did all the flooring. He did some dash stuff on it. He even did some cool stuff on my tower speakers. Definitely check it out on our website. We're going to put it on there as one of our items as soon as he gets the link done for it. And y'all definitely check it out and go get some swim deck putting those buggies. It makes a world of difference.
It really does. It's actually some pretty cool stuff. He's going to do the general too when he gets a chance. And we had several. I mean, we had Ryan had his his machine
Oh, the
gun.
Expedition?
Yeah, Expedition done, which came out amazing. That thing was freaking awesome. I'm so sad he got rid of it.
It takes it from feeling like a off-road buggy to kind of a luxury buggy all at the same time.
And it makes it super nice when it's hot outside and your feet are like on that plastic if you're barefooted or whatever, because a lot of people like to take it down to the river or the lake and stuff like that, and they're barefooted, and it keeps your your feet from melting on the plastic.
It helps with heat rejection, all that good stuff.
One of the things we added too recently is our ramp travel scoreboard. So when you go into here, you can actually see the updated scores on our flex ramp.
Man, Wesley, would you look at that in XJ right up at the top?
So this is actually kind of cool. If you haven't seen our videos yet about our flex ramp, we have a actually 2-spec flex ramp that can actually calculate your ramp travel index score, which is your RTI score, which you see over here on the far right hand side. Zach has got the number 1 position right now at 999. What is that, 0.26? 28. And then we've got a couple other ones just up below it. But if you have a vehicle and you want to find out what your flex RTI score is and want to see if you can beat any of these people on the leaderboard over here, I highly recommend you bringing it on over here, and we'll do a little short video intro and stuff, and we'll get you scored on our website here. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, updating the website and getting that going has been one of my biggest pet peeves I've been working on. I'm super happy it's working. We're getting sales moving on that. So feel free to share it. And I think that's going to be it. You have anything else you want to add tonight?
No, that's about it.
No, I'm good.
Well, guys, it's been great having y'all tonight again. Even though we won't be live after this, feel free to leave us a comment, send us a message, stop by the shop, meet the guys. We'd be more than happy to chat with y'all and meet y'all and go trail ride with y'all. So y'all have a good one.
Roll up to the night, side by side. Big buggies, rock crawlers, feeling alive. Loose rocks ahead, toughest ride. Engines roaring, let's take that dive. Jeeps high, headlights cut through the dark. Metal monsters leaving their mark. Gravel flying, dirt in the air. Feel the challenge if you dare. Let's get crawling, let's get rolling. Engines revving, spirits soaring. Night riding, tough and wild. Feel the thrill like a rock child. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rising, sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near. Steel beats under the moon's watch. Rough terrain, no time to botch. Headlamps shining, keep us on track. Through the toughest, can't turn back. Let's get crawling, let's get rolling. Engines revving, spirits soaring. Night riding, tough and wild. Feel the thrill like a rock child. Jeeps high, headlights cut through the dark. Metal monsters leaving their mark. Gravel flying, dirt in the air. Feel the challenge if you dare. You dare. Let's get crawling, let's get rolling. Engines revving, spirits soaring. Night riding, tough and wild. Feel the thrill like a rock child. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rise, the sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, watch the rock child. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rise, the sky so clear. Heartbeats pound like a rock child. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rise and sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rise and sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rise and sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near. Tires grip the rugged road. Pushing hard, don't go slow. Dust clouds rise and sky so clear. Heartbeats pounding, fire near.